Welcome to Lane Turo University. My name is Conrad Layn. Let's get right into how to build your six-figure income on top of your Turo business. So if you're already doing six figures, amazing. Let's get you another six figures. And if you're a seven-figure business, let's get you another seven figures. And if you're just a Turo host starting off, let's get you to six figures at least. So here's an idea. Turo typically gives you Turo reservations through the Turo app, which is phenomenal. Essentially, they're really a marketing company. They bring you leads and business and they earn a cut from that, from your vehicle. That's just how it is. Great. Have you ever thought about how about increasing your income outside of Turo? One way to do it is super easy, actually. You can do it right now. I left a website, two websites that you're going to want to write down in the description below. Check it for yourself. Airbnb website and VRBO website. You can download their apps. You can also visit the website. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure you use this strategy. So what you can do essentially is start contacting and reaching out to Airbnb hosts and VRBO hosts. But how do you do this is the key. That's the magic sauce here. How do you, or the secret sauce as they say, pardon me. That's how you do this. So if you can partner with Airbnb hosts and VRBO hosts, you're going to start getting a whole lot more income coming in. And the way this works is like this. Think about it. Turo hosts, you and I, we cater to people that are typically travelers. Yes, there's people that are locals that book the Turo app, but for the most part, Turo is all over the world and it's based on catering to people that are traveling into town and want to have a good time typically. Same demographic that Airbnb caters to and also VRBO caters to. Think about it. So it's the perfect merge of partnership for Airbnb hosts, VRBO hosts, with Turo host. Because think of it this way, when an Airbnb host or Verbo or VRBO host have a guest that comes into town, rents their property, rents their cabin, their bachelorette pad, doesn't matter if it's for a wedding, doesn't matter if it's for family reunion, if you're just coming out for leisure to have a good time, family trip. People travel for a lot of different reasons. It can be for business. Typically, they might need a car when they're in town. Why not, instead of going to Enterprise or to some other Turo host, come to you? Create your business card, and what you can do essentially is give this to Airbnb hosts, VRBO hosts. You can send them to your website if you have an independent website outside of Turo, or you can give them your Turo host profile. You can definitely do this, and by giving them your Turo host profile, they can actually book a trip, and the Airbnb host and the VRBO host, since they're meeting with the guest, they could be your advocate. You can either pay them a fee to do this, or you even say, hey, let's do it for free for each other, but I'll give you business as well. You can also benefit from it. You don't think they want to make money? So think of it this way. If you're already getting Turo business and they're in town anyway, why not connect the dots either for this current trip or maybe they're already booked in a hotel, right? You can always refer them and say, hey, this is great VRBO host, there's great Airbnb hosts I know. Next time you're in town, you can definitely consider them. Look at their property, they might like it. Now, next time they're in town for a wedding or for a trip or for business or for just leisure or just for travel, whatever the reason they're traveling for, they could book through that host, and that host give you maybe a referral fee, they give you some type of commission, they could pay you directly, or just good faith of them just give you more business. And this same works for them in retrospect. When they get a verbal renter or a Airbnb renter who's renting their property for a time being, they say, hey, go to Conrad Layn. Here's his website, independent website outside of Turo, or here's his actual business card, or hey, here's his Turo host profile. And now they're sending money back that way. You can charge them for that when you give them business, or you keep it free. It really opens up the floodgates for how to earn more money in such a cohesive manner. And it's the perfect industry because we all share the same demographic. We cater to travelers, we cater internationally, and we cater to people that just want to have a good time. And they understand the app, they understand the website typically, and so it flows very fluid with Turo. Highly recommend you do that. Like I said, I left VRBO's website, Verbo's website, and also Airbnb's website in the description below. That's a way you can do it. And the way you also go about doing it, go on Airbnb and Verbo, and you start talking to them there. Now, if you have to spend money maybe for book for one day, it might be worth it. Think of it this way. You actually catch their attention because you booked with them, you're talking to them, and they're inclined to meet you because you rented one day from them. When you meet them in person or when you have their phone number, you call them and then you say, hey, I'm a Turo host. I actually did this because not because I want your property, or you can still go stay at the property if you want to. Might even be wise to do because now you know what you're marketing to Turo renters. You can say, hey, I even stayed there and I love the place. So So you might want to do it for that reason. So it might be worth investing one day with a verbal host and or an Airbnb host. That way you actually catch their attention. You benefit them. You're not wasting your time. So if you just want to go and get free information, maybe they're nice enough to want to do that. But think about it, you're taking up time that they could be using with their family, time they could be using to make more money, other renters. So it's only nice if you actually say, hey, you know what? How about I pay for one day, rent one day, so I can have the contact and the phone number. I'm buying the phone number for this host who's clearly wanting to make money because they have the property on Airbnb and Verbal. So they probably will be more inclined, actually, this is actually a hot lead, to hear me out. Because think of it, if they're already renting their property on VRBO and Airbnb, they want to make money. They're not there for fun. They want to make money. They want to make money, and you say, hey, I could bring more money to you. That means either A, they can rent their place less on Airbnb or VRBO because you're bringing in money to cover that, to cover their expenses for mortgage, their rent, etc., whatever they got going on, or they can keep renting their business on there more days if they want to, but you give them an option of bringing more money to them. Trust me, this is a good strategy. So it might be worth you paying for at minimum one day, stay in the property, and you can actually say, hey, you know what, like this is a great property. Then you know what to tell your tourists when you refer them to this host. You can say, hey, this property is beautiful. I stayed there too. You can take pictures and show, hey, I already was there. Great, now you're legitimate. Or you can say, hey, I don't care to stay there. I just want your contact. That's still worth it. Now you have their phone number, you have their email, you have your contact in Airbnb and Verbal, and you talk to them directly. And they're happy to talk to you because that's easy. It's like, wow, I got paid for one day and I don't have to clean the properties just because this person wants to partner with me. The worst thing to say is no, but it's really a hot lead because remember, they want to make money. They're like you and I. They want to make money. And best case scenario, if they really want to, this has happened to me, they can actually refund it back to you. They can say, this is a great deal, thank you, and you're not staying here anyway, here's a refund. That's it. Or you can say, hey, keep the money, that's cool. But the point is, this gives you leverage so you can actually not spend nothing out of pocket, so they can refund it back to you. And even if they don't refund it, you have their contact, you have their email, you have their phone number, you have a connection with them. You caught their attention because you stand out because you're a Turo host, and they look at you like, okay, wow, this is even better than talking to a renter because you're bringing me money and opportunities from the Turo platform that I have no access to. And if they do have a Turo profile, remember, at the end of the day, you're bringing them more Turo business then. So even if they're a Turo host who also has Airbnb property or VRBO property, and they might say, oh, I already have a Turo. Okay, that's cool. You already have a Turo card. Great, good for you. Even if you're a super host, even if you're a power host. But the reality is that my business, I could give you even more to add to yours because all the days you're booked for, I give you more business. Just remember, they might say if you find a rare Airbnb or VRBO, they are out there, but they're very rare, who have a Turo who have a property and a Turo account. What you want to tell them, say, hey, yes, you have a Turo profile. They might try to say, I'm good. I already have a Turo profile. I already have an independent rental car business. I already do this. That's cool. But that still doesn't change the fact that I could bring you more business to rent your property out. It has nothing to do with Turo. It doesn't matter if you have 100 cars, 20 cars, if you're a super host, if you're already doing Turo. If they say this, they might not understand the strategy. They might be, okay, yeah, I already have a Turo profile. I already do that. Okay, cool, but now you're getting extra business from this power host, Turo power host, or this other super host, or also host, or this new host, and you're bringing more business to rent out of their property. Very important to do this. Try to figure that out. That's going to be a key strategy, really earning extra income. Don't just rely so heavily on Turo. Turo is amazing. Learn how to build your independent car fleet. I own 35 cars currently. That's no arrogance intended. You can do that. You can be better than me. I'm not saying it for arrogance. I'm saying it because it's factually true. And if Turo shut down today, I'd be okay. I'm only renting 5 cars on Turo right now. My other 30 cars I'm renting independently and all different types of strategies I have going on. They're legal though. And that's the cool thing about this. So Turo's great, but don't put all your eggs in one basket. Unless you really want to, why not earn extra income outside of Turo? Build your own website where Airbnb and VRBO hosts can rent your car directly so you make more of your money. Or have them just go to your Turo profile and send Turo their business to Turo. That way, these renters that are renting their Airbnb property, VRBO property, can rent through Turo as well and get a good experience as well. Anyways, like, subscribe, share. Welcome to Layn Turo University. That's a master hack. Hope to see you at 6 figures and 7 figures. Ciao.